Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. Are you afraid of the dark? Because you're about to be. This is Silence in the Library. Hello everyone, welcome to Still Got Legs, the only Doctor Who podcast in the world, the only one that is hosted by me, I guess. My name is Nathan, as always. I'm joined on this adventure through time and space by my wonderful companion, Lawrence. He's days away from being touched by an angel and being sent back in time. Hello, sir, and how are you?
Just a reference that just isn't relevant to this episode, but other than that, I am well, Nathan. I'm a bit tired, if I'm honest.
Okay. Well,
just letting everyone in for that.
Yeah, all right. Well, why are you tired then, Lawrence?
I don't know, just the stress of the day. I feel like I haven't stopped since I woke up this morning, but I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to be talking about Doctor Who. It does bring a joy to my evening.
You've definitely stopped. There was a period where you just sent me like a whole bunch of voice messages. So
yeah, but that was more like a procrastination situation. That was more of like a let me just have a little 5-minute breather to do this. But I know that if I call you, as I've done in the workday, we're danger and we're quite bad for staying on the call for like an hour.
Yeah.
So anyway, here's us talking for an hour.
Great. It's almost certainly going to be a lot longer than an hour, the way these last few podcasts have been going. I think, Lawrence, we need to set a precedent on this podcast.
Okay.
Because I think we've been a little bit naughty, okay?
Okay.
In recent weeks, okay? And it's mostly your fault, and I'm going to lay the entire blame on your shoulders, okay?
Can I know what for? Before
of
this
course.
happens?
Well, no. You'll know as it happens.
I see, okay.
Not before. What purpose would that serve? That would just have to cut out me telling you to then just say it again. Because, like, what's that doing? Anyway.
I've never been this out of the loop before.
I'm telling you now.
Okay, all right, then tell me. I'm on the edge.
10 seconds out of the loop. Calm down. Fucking hell. All right. Yes, we've been a little bit naughty, and by we I mean you mostly.
Yeah.
Because this is Doctor Who. This is Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who rewatch podcast. Okay. Yes. And lately we've been getting a little bit ahead of ourselves in the fact that at the moment the 60th specials have been airing.
Yeah.
And we've been taking a little bit of time at the beginning of each episode to just have a wee bit of a little chat, just give some general vibes and feelings and stuff. And I think while that's kind of okay for the 60th, it's big anniversary specials and stuff, I think we need to set a precedent. And I think we need to say going forward, with the upcoming Christmas special and then Shooting Hours first season next year, no more of that. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, because I don't know, it just dates it, and then like the idea of this is you can tune in at any point, any time. You don't need to worry about like what is going on, like whenever. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, I hate the thought of someone being like, "Oh my god, all this hype around the new season of Doctor Who coming out. I'm gonna listen to this podcast to like get me in the zone, catch up. I haven't seen any of Doctor Who before, and then there's just a rogue spoiler for a season that's like 9 seasons ahead or something." Exactly.
Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily make sense for us to, be talking about stuff that we're gonna get to eventually. We are gonna talk about these in full, so we're trying to have our cake and eat it too a little bit, really.
Are we making this announcement so that people don't email us asking for our thoughts?
Maybe a little bit.
Be honest.
But no, not necessarily, but also a little bit for ourselves, because like I said, we've been naughty, and by we I mean mostly you.
Yes.
So we need to nip that in the bud. But I did say it's okay for the 60th, and I think by the time this comes out, well, we have now seen the final of the 360th specials. It's all wrapped up. Ncuti Gatwa is the Doctor now, so we know how all that wraps up. And I think it would be kind of a little strange if we ignore like one of the most monumentous changes to Doctor Who lore and this big addition which has been brought in, and it's, you know, it's a huge controversial moment and fans are going wild, and there's this big new thing in Doctor Who and it's here and everyone is talking about it, and that is of course the return of Trinity Wells into Doctor Who. This is what we need to talk about, Lawrence. Did you, like me, stand up and scream?
I actually got up and cheered. Like, I didn't raise up. I definitely straightened my posture and was like, yes! I was, and you've actually, while you're here, use our platform and privilege, Nathan, to address a complaint you've had about people's observations.
Oh, yeah, I tweeted this. I'm still on legs, but like, because I keep seeing people say that like our queen, Trinity Wells, is like gone down some, you know, conspiracy, anti-vax, like right-wing Fox News kind of rabbit hole sort of thing. Like she's the Alex Jones or Tucker Carlson of the Hooniverse sort of thing. All right, but I'm like, no, that's the giggle. It's a plot point in the episode. Like everyone's going crazy. That I'm sure her show regularly is like, you know, I don't know,
extremely liberal and progressive.
Yeah. I think it's a great show, and I'd love to watch it personally.
Yeah.
Of course, it's my queen. I'd watch anything with Trinity Wells. But people are spreading lies and slander about Trinity, and I will not stand for it personally.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I saw a few people saying she was headed down that way, and it's like, no, look, watch the episode. Don't do her dirty like that. There's no...
She's never been heading down that way.
No, exactly. And if anything, we've known her as a paragon of truth, delivering these crucial key points of story.
She's reporting nothing but facts and truth, okay? She is the voice of the people, as far as I'm concerned.
I agree.
And I love her so much. And I'm happy to see her back, and I hope to see more of her going forward.
The fact that she's back, it has to be. There's no way that they like got her for the 60th and then went, no, we're done now.
I hope there's more, but again, we'll find out in like 3 years or whatever. So.
And is this where we draw the line now? No more.
Yes,
I love that. If someone was so like, what do they think of everything else that happened? I'm not even going to say what else.
No, nothing else. We'll get there. We will get to the 60th specials. The Star Beast will be on the 18th of May 2026, followed by Wild Blue Yonder on 25th of May 2026. And then the Giggle will be on the 1st of June, 2026. So
bloody hell.
Look forward to those dates. Mark your calendars, because it's coming.
You'll finally get to hear our incredibly outdated thoughts on stuff.
No, okay. All right, but like, oh yeah, that'll be outdated. But now let's just talk about an episode which aired in 2008, okay? Because that's going to be very relevant and topical, isn't it?
That's true, yeah. Well, let's get into it. Nathan, who wrote and directed this episode?
Lawrence, shut the fuck up, because that's my job, okay?
That's why I asked.
A little bit here. All right, Lawrence, this is Series 4, Episode 8. It's called Silence in the Library. It is written by the Moth himself, Stephen Moffat, and it is directed by Eurus Lynn, one of the mainstays of this era. I was going to read out the recording day, but that's today, and that's useful to no one but us.
Wait, hang on. Are we doing this one today? Just so we're clear.
What?
Oh, I'm doing a joke. Ignore it.
Oh, that was a bad joke. Okay.
It was a bad joke because you didn't get it. Everyone else at home is cracking up.
I'm sure they're rolling in the car or train or wherever they are while they.
Oh, and my joke was bad.
Lawrence, as I said, Silence in the Library. We're here. A big first part of a two-parter, which is big. It's a big two-parter, is what I'm saying.
I was laughing because I wondered how hard, like how much restraint you had to do to not say we're queer after saying we're here.
Oh, that genuinely didn't even cross
really?
My mind. Yeah. Usually it does. That is strange. Usually that's just like burnt in there, but
I thought I saw you straining a little bit, and I was like, I know what he's doing. I know exactly what's going on in that little head. Anyway, what did you ask me?
This is a big two-parter, the Library two-parter, the Series 4 two-parter, the introduction of River Song, which seems weird, like because like this is like. I don't know. This is like seeing Clara in an episode with David Tennant, because like River Song is like such a staple of the Matt Smith era for me. So it's like, you don't belong here. What's going on?
It's a sign of the end, isn't it? Of this point of the show, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this episode. I mean, it's hard not to. It's one of like Moffat's like gems, and like I think it's like, I don't know, widely regarded as probably one of like the early era seasons 1 to 4, one of the best two-parters. Is this the I mean, I'm trying to think of what Moffat's done up until this point, but is this the first time he's got like proper like fairy tale with it, like a bit childlike and mystical? And
you could argue Girl in the Fireplace is a bit,
yeah, that's true,
a bit fairy tale and mystical, and it's kind of like the time traveler's wife again, sort of thing. But
what
not quite.
What else did he do? He's done Blink. He did.
He did Blink. He did Are You My Mummy Boy thing.
That was the title of the episode.
Yeah,
Are You My Mummy Boy?
What is that called? I want to say
spaced
the
on this episode
child.
before.
I know, because it's not the unearthly child, because that's the very first episode of Doctor Who, but I always get confused with that because it's something child. The empty child.
The empty child and the doctor.
Yes.
Is it Doctor Dances?
Yes, the Doctor fucks. It is.
The Doctor fucks.
Yeah. The empty child and the Doctor fucks, as we discussed.
It's quite crazy they got away with naming it that back in 2005.
Yeah. Has he done any other episodes? Is the Moff?
There's people screaming at us. He's undoubtedly done more than like 4 episodes.
I don't know if he has. I don't know. I think that's it so far.
Did he have any hand in Family of Blood?
No, that was the guy who wrote the book originally.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know. And if we don't know, that means we're right.
If I don't know, then it almost certainly didn't happen. So Stephen Moffat, this 2-part, the introduction of River Song. You obviously hate it, but I'm interested to know why and what your thoughts are.
This is like one of your main gags, and you always catch me off with that. No, I like this. I like this quite a lot. I think it's like such a perfect cocktail of stuff, right? It's got like a really good concept. It's got like cool characters and interesting characters as well. Like a really interesting setting kind of going on. And it uses something that I know you're a fan of, and Moffat is kind of more talented at doing this than I think Russell is. It actually plays with time travel in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is, something that we enjoy in the time travel show. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you make of it all in all?
It does play with time travel, less though than I think some of other Moffat stories, because really the only kind of time travel aspect here is like River Song herself, really, and the fact that like we have these characters who are meeting out of order. One knows everything about the other, and then the other one knows absolutely nothing about them, which is interesting in itself. But yeah, I love these episodes. Like I would deem them both. I've not seen the second one. Well, I've seen it, but not on this rewatch yet. I would deem them both a banger, but I'll save that for next week. And yeah, like as I say, the introduction to River Song, a character who I really like. I find her very interesting. So it's good to see like. I'm hesitant to say the origins of that character because it's not really, but like
it's kind of the final chapter, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the end of River Song, really.
This is where it gets tough with River Song.
Yeah.
Was this planned? I mean, I know River Song's introduction like had connotations to it that they'd probably had a discussion about, but like how much of River Song through Matt Smith and Capaldi was like plotted out?
I think a decent amount. Some of it changed along the way, and like there's some stuff in this episode which doesn't quite line up with stuff that comes later. But whatever, Doctor Who. So like there's ripples here and there, but I think it was planned. Like I guess it boils down to what did Stephen Moffat know? Did he know at this point he'd be taking over the show? Did he know?
Yeah, true.
And have this plan, or did he think it would just be this recurring character he would bring up every once in a while? I guess that's kind of what it comes down to. Really.
Do you reckon he was laying himself like brownie points in the interview? Like, wouldn't it be great if we got the answer to that? I can give you that. That's the showrunner of the next series.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty, Nathan. We open with Dr. Moon. Dr. Moon is a child psychologist. He's speaking with a little girl who is... This is a real confusing cold open. Like, it's a little girl is seemingly floating around in a library. We can only really see her point of view, apart from a couple of times. And then she gets around by wishing, and all of that is being described whilst she's simultaneously floating about in a library, but also in a very bog standard, like, living room, speaking to a guy. I haven't seen this episode in a while, and I have to say I was like I'm strapped in for how this all gets explained, because I'm clueless.
You clueless? You didn't pick it up?
No, I'm not like clueless, but like I'm like, oh yeah, there's little things I'll need jogging my memory throughout this, because I think it's intentionally puts you on the back foot. It's like there's a shitload of stuff going on, catch up kind of thing.
Yeah. There's not much to catch up on. Yeah, it's just...
That's for next episode.
Yeah, it's just a girl flying through a city, really.
We've all been there.
We have, yeah.
David's like, yeah, I see this every day. Don't you get this where you live? All right, there is banging on the door. The dad is concerned, and usually the girl says to Dr. Moon that she is alone. But suddenly she's like, oh, someone's in my library. What's going on? And she's freaked out. And then what do we get?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, but there's no one else here.
Okay. So the Doctor and Donna burst through the door, and then they're like, hello, we're here too now.
Yeah.
And then titles.
And now we've perfectly described the opening scene.
Great.
There's not much to latch onto. It's all mystery.
I guess that's something we do. No. We just describe the episode beat by beat now.
We go through it, but like if there's not much to say, we can't just ignore that it happened.
Oh, we can. We ignore a lot of stuff.
That's true. We focus on arguably the wrong stuff.
Yeah, arguably. All right, so the library.
Yes.
It's a library. It's a planet.
Yeah.
It's a big old city-looking thing, and it's just like filled with books, basically.
Now who's listing facts?
What? I'm establishing the setting.
You failed to mention, Nathan, that it's actually the 51st century.
Are you happy with yourself?
Stop giving me that look.
No. You're being a dick.
I know.
All right, what's the issue with me describing the library?
No, nothing. What do you make of the concept that humans never stop enjoying physical handheld books?
Okay, see, this is where it gets weird for me, because like the idea of a library, like some sort of database with like all the books ever written, yes, great, okay, but like, I mean, this was 2008, it's now 2023, that's 15 years, okay? This already seems outdated in terms of, like, I know physical media is important and stuff, but it, like, in terms of books, it seems like, it would just be on a hard drive, wouldn't it? It would, like, it would all be digitized and just on a hard drive. Because, like, and some of those books as well, like, David Tennant's, like, they're all just stacked loosey-goosey. There's no organization. There's no, there's no filing system. There's no Dewey Decimal. It's all just, here's a railing and there's some loose books on it. And also it looks like it's from the 5th century as well. Like, good luck reading it, I guess.
The thing that I struggle with, right, is if it's the size of a
Get
planet...
an iPad.
Yeah.
Get an iPad. Just put them all on your iPad. That's how I read books. It's not. I've got a whole shelf of books behind me.
Yeah, but like, have you also got them in a digital form anywhere?
Yes, I do, and audiobook as well, Lawrence.
And so you're just going to use that then, aren't you?
Well, no, I do both, actually.
You alternate?
No.
You've got one headphone in.
No.
You've got an iPad in one hand and a book in the other.
No, close, but no, I've got either an iPad or a book in one hand, so I can read the book, but then I'm also listening to the audiobook at the same time. That's how I read books now, Lawrence.
Wait,
okay?
what?
You might be asking, but Nathan, isn't that expensive? And I would say, yes.
Wait, hang on. So you read the book?
Yes.
And you listen to the book at the same time?
Yeah, I read along with the audiobook. Yeah.
Is that something people do?
Well, by the fact that I just told you I fucking do it, yes.
Well, but then like other people other than you?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them. I think so.
I need people to tweet. Is that insane? I can't work out whether I need to make fun of you.
It might be insane, but it's just because I struggle to stay focused when I read the book, and I find that helps me.
So it's like in like school when a teacher would read, but you'd have to follow along.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, that makes a bit of sense. That always helped me focus, to be fair.
I don't like your tone on this, by the way.
I don't like
the way you're. No, I don't like the way you're like, what? What is this fucking weirdo doing?
It sounds unusual. I want people to tweet. And I want to know if that is unusual.
This coming from a man who has never read a book in his life.
I've read books. Don't ask me to name them. I've read books.
Yeah, that sounds very vague and non-committal to anything.
I've read Kensuke's Kingdom by Michael Morpurgo.
You just made that up.
I didn't. It's a children's book, but I've read it.
Great. What else have you read?
What else have I read? I've read the script collection of Succession.
Okay, that's not a book.
That's reading a script.
That's not a book.
I'm reading words on a page that have been published.
That's not a book. That's not a book.
Right.
You're reading a TV show.
Yes, I guess. For extra nuggets, Nathan. Extra little things that were cut and removed. Anyway, what confuses me about getting around in the library is if it is the size of a planet.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to go to the fiction section.
Yeah.
Do you get on a bus?
Well,
how does that work?
They have teleports.
Oh, and they go all around the library, do they?
No idea. I'd imagine so.
You've never been, I suppose.
I've never been myself, no. But there did seem to be like, maybe it was just like the vague futuresque Coruscant-looking city, but there did seem to be some kind of like railway thing. So I'd imagine there's like, and I'm pretty sure in the next episode we see like some kind of vehicles moving about. But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just a weird Coruscant city, but it does it looked like there were. I mean, they've built separate buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
So like you'd have to. What does the surface look like? What does the ground look like?
Big city.
Yeah, it weirds me out. This. I guess it's one of them things. The more you think about it, the more it's fucked, right?
Well, there's straight away there's a mystery afoot because they land in this big library, this planet-sized library, and you know it's popular enough to usually be bustling and hustling with people aplenty, but not today. Completely empty. Fuck all going on. No one here. Not a single person apart from the Doctor and Donna. So straight away there's a mystery afoot. They're like, where the fuck is everyone? What's going on? Let's look at this computer. There's no one here, but there's a million here, whatever that means.
Yeah. Did you notice it straight away, or did it do that Doctor Who thing where it like says something blatantly obvious and you go, "Oh my god, yeah, I didn't realize that."
What do you mean?
Like I didn't notice that they were alone on the so-called, you know, hub of the universe where everyone goes to get their books and whatever, until the Doctor went, "So, where is everyone?" And then I went, "Oh, where is everyone? You're right."
I mean, yeah, probably when I first watched the episode, yes.
Oh, but now you're in tune.
Yeah, I know it now. Like, I know what the episode is. I know what the story is. I've seen it a number of times. So, like, it's just not a thing now. I'm like, yeah, they land on the library and no one's there. That's just a fact now.
Oh, okay, it's changed for you.
Yeah,
I love the idea of you sat at home and the Doctor's like, "So where is everyone?" You're like, "Oh, it's the Vashta Nerada. Catch up, please." Right.
That is pretty much what I'm like when I watch Doctor Who. Yeah.
Last week we spoke about how the Doctor he can assess where he is, the year that he's in, kind of, you know, he can assess the general vibe by doing like a sniff or a lick, or sometimes, and we said this is rare, but sometimes he does, you know, do the old finger to the wind situation, see what way it's blowing. I don't know if it stood out to you, and I don't know if you remembered us having that conversation, but it's like comically apparent that happens in this episode. Like there's a big close-up on his finger.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
he fully just kind of goes, sticks it right up in the air. There's a close-up on his finger, and then he goes, "Oh, yeah, I reckon we're in biographies."
No. Yeah, no, I genuinely didn't even notice that. It didn't occur to me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a million life forms here. Is there an easier way to say million? I'm not good at
Well,
words.
a million is 10,000 billion. So you can say 10,000 billion, or you can say a million is whatever you find easier.
Million's probably easier, doesn't it? It just rolls off the tongue easier.
10,000 billion sounds more natural to me, but...
Yeah, but then you don't get... Like, if we're thinking about what way the Doctor would say it, he'd want to do the million with a big mouth, wouldn't he?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
And he does. So I'm right.
great point. Great point, as always.
Thank you. We get a node, Nathan.
The fuck is a node? I know what it is.
A...
Yeah, it's a big old face on a thing.
This is the kind of, like, dystopian weird shit that I love, right? Because this looks so ridiculous, but it's also, like, terrifying, but also fun. And, like, it can basically, like, when it's Donna later on, you go, oh, this is not
Spoiler
pleasant.
alert.
You always interrupt me saying spoiler alert. They're listening. We're going to get there.
You're giving
Everything we've said up until this point is a spoiler, and what we'll say beyond is a spoiler.
Spoiler alert, man.
No, I'm putting an end to this. You can either go at the top or not at all. You choose. That is
Oh,
your
by the way,
choice.
this is our 50th episode.
Happy 50th, Nathan.
Happy 50th, still alive. Yeah, we did it, everyone.
And in less than a week, happy 30th as well.
Why? I feel like that was cruel and unnecessary.
Sorry, it was a bit. So what a note is it? Always a face that's been donated by someone? How does it work?
What else would it be?
Murder, I guess.
What?
Could it be like? Is it an actual face, or is it like a projection of someone's face?
I think it's a projection. It seems to be like a digitized copy because, like, it. Well, I don't know what sort of technology they're working with. It's very far in the future, so like, fuck knows what you can do. But like any face can appear there at any time. So like, that to me suggested some kind of digital projection or something. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
Unless there's like a bunch of staff hastily moving them around, being like, "Oh, that person's in today. Get the node that they like. Get the face."
Well, no,
they
got like teleports and shit, and it just like
true, yeah.
You can upload a new face like while it's turned around, I guess. But
what face would you have? Like if you could choose your node face.
I would have I don't know the face of
Bo.
No, absolutely not. I would have
weren't prepared for that one though.
No, I wasn't, and I feel like I have to answer it, but I don't know. I would have my no, I was gonna say my dog's face, but that'd be weird.
What would that look like?
Yeah, I know, and I'd be talking as well.
Oh God, yeah. Hello, Nathan. Oh God.
I like this.
What accent would your dog talk with a node face?
I have no idea. I don't want to know, to be honest.
I'm asking you too many questions.
Yeah. You are. I wasn't prepared for any of this. I'll say your face. Let's go with your face.
Okay. Can I have your face?
Of course you can.
So our nodes could do this podcast.
That's what it'll be. They'll take over. Yeah.
Indeed. No, I love it. I love the design of a silly little node. Just a big kind of piece of modern art, but also looks just like a home ornament.
It is creepy. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's reminds me of Ursula.
Don't make me think of Ursula.
Oh, well, I'm just saying I did think of Ursula when the nodes turned around, and I was like, I don't like this. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Because Ursula's creepy because of
you just know
connotations.
Do you reckon there's freaks out there?
Lawrence, let's move on.
No, Nathan, we get into this stuff.
No, we don't. Let's move on.
Okay, the nodes give us 2 ominous warnings. The first one is run, for God's sake, run. The library has sealed itself. Nowhere is safe.
Arg, slog, slick.
I like that.
I like that too, yeah. Like, how do you, like, I don't know, write down screams and murder in text form and then say that out loud, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun, yeah.
Also, like, it's a nice way of, like, not making it too horrifying, because if they played that on a recording and you're just listening to someone die,
I think it makes it more horrifying.
Yeah,
really.
but it makes it more horrifying in a PG way that you can do.
Yeah. There's something about like the coldness of it, which is just a little bit more scary, I think.
Let's not get started on computer coldness in this episode.
Why?
A very, very sad final moment for someone. You cannot be drawing a blank on this.
And computer coldness is where you're losing me.
Like if Miss Evangelista, the consciousness of her suit.
Talking. Oh, I guess, yeah. Okay.
You were unimpressed by that.
Yeah, I was.
The second creepy warning we get is count the shadows, which is just a scary thing to say to anyone on a kids' TV show, I think.
Yeah. All kids are scared of the dark. I feel like everyone's scared of the dark.
I'm still scared of the dark.
I'm terrified of the dark. It's scary.
I don't know what's in it.
There's a reason why, like, you run up the stairs as soon as you turn your lights off, so the monsters don't get you. Like,
do you still do that?
Well, no, I live in a flat.
Hey, that's a loophole.
Yeah, I don't have stairs.
When was the last time you like did do that, or like have a silly little reaction when you turned your light off?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm not that scared of the dark, but like, I am a little bit.
I feel like I shouldn't admit that mine was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, it's fine. You're in a safe space. You can admit that.
Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it.
Yeah. No, I think it's something everyone can relate to. Everyone's a little bit scared of the dark, and if you say like, no, you're not, then you're a liar. Really.
Yeah, it's the fear of the unknown. It is natural. Like,
it's completely natural to be scared of the dark. Yeah.
Yeah. The psychic paper makes an appearance. We get there's like a, the Doctor has led Donna on this kind of path, being like, oh yeah, we're just passing through, having a little look, see what's going on. But really, the Doctor is there because there's been a cry for help. What we find out is going to be a message from River, but it says, "Come as soon as you can." But it's got a little kiss, a little sign.
It does have a little kiss, Lawrence, and we'll talk about that a little bit more after a little ad break. Wowee, those are some great products, and
unless they're not.
We all love and endorse those products fully.
Unless we don't.
Unless we don't. Yes, so the Doctor's got a little message on his psychic paper. It's got a little kiss from someone. We don't know who it's from. And we're not going to say because spoilers. But it's certainly a mystery.
It certainly is. And the lights start going out, Nathan. There is...
Yeah, see, this is spooky. This spooky, wooky stuff. When the lights, like, shutting down the corridors one by one and they start to run away. It is weird that they do just see lights turning off and then like, shit, we better run because like it's just lights, really.
Well, no, because they've got the message from the node that says count the shadows.
I know, but still, it seems
a bit of an exaggeration.
I mean, it's not, judging by what happens in the episode, but it does still seem like an overreaction. Yeah. Really, even though it's not. And we also get some. This is the moment where we get some lore dropped for the what I assume is the first time. Certainly the first time in New Who. Classical, I don't know, but we get some lore about the Sonic dropped and what it can or what it cannot do.
Is this the first time?
This is the first time.
Oh my god! Finally, the sonic screwdriver has a fucking limitation applied to it.
It can't do wood, Lawrence. No wood.
Which
allowed.
I feel like it's done wood, right?
It's definitely done wood. I remember specifically the first time I watched this episode, I remember specifically hearing that line and then thinking about a very specific scene in Tooth and Claw where he sonics a wooden door shut.
Oh, yeah, they're all wood in Tooth and Claw, yeah. So you're wrong, Russell.
So, Stephen Moffat, but,
Oh, yeah, that's true. Does he adhere to it? Does Stephen Moffat adhere to that
rule? Oh,
yeah,
also? That's kind of like a big thing throughout the Matt Smith era. Yeah, and then
it's like, why is there always wood around me, says Matt Smith?
Well, it's creative. There's a... But you know what? No spoilers. So there we go. There we go.
Okay. I like this.
But you hate the Sonic, like famously. So I thought you'd appreciate the fact that it's being given a little bit of a nerf here.
I do appreciate it, and I will see. I'll now be sticking to that. That is established law, and Doctor Who famously never changes or breaks law.
Never.
So we will see.
And when it
forward.
does change lore or introduce new lore, everyone is very normal and not at all angry about it.
There's definitely not like 5-hour video essays published the next day about said thing.
There is actually a 5-hour video essay on Doctor Who. It's quite famous.
Is that got a big picture of Jodie Whittaker's
Whittaker,
era on the thumbnail? I've seen that so many times.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not watching this. I can't bring myself. I don't know if it's good or bad.
It's measured. It's fair and measured. I still think making a 5-hour video is a bit extreme, but it is what it is.
Especially making a 5-hour video about something you don't like.
Yeah.
So like,
but I feel the thing is like they do like Doctor Who, which is why they feel quite strongly about that particular era.
And by the time it comes to it, we'll be making about 20-ish hours of content about it, I guess.
Well, that's true. We every week we talk for around about. Usually they seem to be about an hour 45 now on a 45-minute episode, which is double and then some the length of the episode itself.
Listen, we provide insight, okay? Really serious stuff, like when was the last time you were afraid of the dark?
Yeah.
No, I like this moment because it means that, like, the Doctor has met a limitation, but good old classic human Donna just pushes him out of the way and boots the door down.
Yeah. What else? It's the perfect solution, really. Yeah. The sonic's not working. Fuck it. A bit of human ingenuity, human elbow grease. Kick that door down. That's what Donna's going to do.
It kind of reminded me of Poison Sky when, like, the Doctor is just kind of like, I have no idea what to do, and Sylvia just comes out with an axe. Like, there's a pretty clear answer here.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's deadlocked. There is literally no other way into it. All right. Hand me that axe.
Other than all the other human beings that have to get to places without a sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just gives it a wallop and down it comes, which is great. And now we finally we're somewhat full circle with the opening. We have pretty much no answers to any of the questions we had during the opening, but we see that they have kicked the door down. And Nathan, who is Charlotte? What happens to Charlotte in the library?
She's like a little ball. She's like a little robot ball drone sort of thing.
You know those things that you shake and it like gives you an answer? The 8 balls?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
She's like that?
I don't think she is like that. They are very specifically like 8 balls. Like... They have a very specific look and design to them. She's not like that at all. I guess she's like that in the sense that they're both round.
No, but
that's literally where their differences begin and end.
No, but there's like a red ticker of text that comes up when she's chatting.
Oh, so you got one of those magic 8 balls that has a screen and it scrolls text across it.
What do they normally have? Like
they have a little thing that swirls around in that weird goo.
I think I'm misremembering an 8 ball.
I don't think you know what an 8 ball is, frankly. I think you're making this whole thing up.
No, I care a lot about this little security camera though. The second
why?
No, because it's one of them things. If you give like an object permanence, like if you get like it's a little thing, right? This sounds so ridiculous, right?
They've personified it.
Yes, yeah, and. We for some reason in my house we always name the toys that we give to our dog. I don't know why, right?
Okay.
And it just makes it really sad when she breaks one and I have to throw it in the bin and I'm like, goodbye Fluffles the dinosaur. Like it just there's something because I've given it a name and now it hurts.
Well, that's your fault. You shouldn't have given it a name.
I know.
Especially if you know what your terrorist of a dog is like.
She's not. She means well.
No, she's going to go to the pound.
Leave her alone, you bully. Your dog's a node. You can't talk.
True.
A big, creepy astronaut arrives, Nathan.
Several.
But firstly, we get a big kind of astronaut figure moving through the mist. Quite spooky. Might be a threat. It's not a threat.
No, it's River Song.
It is River Song. Is now a good point to crack open my Miss Evangelista actress lore?
I was afraid of this. No, we'll save that for Miss Evangelista's scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think now's a good time to crack open River Song lore.
No, I think there's time for that later. You don't.
Okay. You don't want to?
No, I'm just fighting you for no reason. Sorry.
Okay.
Nathan, there's a bunch of astronauts here. They're on an expedition leading to.
Are they astronauts?
I mean, they're in their little spacesuits.
I guess they are spacesuits. I don't think of them as astronauts, really. But
what do they say? They say we've got breathers or something. They see that Doctor and Donna haven't got spacesuits on.
Yeah, so
and
they're breathing.
Yeah, but did they? I don't know. I'm trying to work out like what else did they say about like space kind of stuff. There's an escape pod. They arrive there on a little ship.
At one point, the Doctor says, "I'm sort of in space," when he's very clearly not.
Does he?
Yeah, when he's on the TV.
Oh yeah, but that's in space, isn't it? To where she would like when someone could be on Mars, and I would say they're in space.
But they're not. They're on Mars. That's the exact same thing as you being on Earth.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean, but like from my perspective, I'd have to go to space to get to Mars.
But then from their perspective, you're in space. It's the same thing.
I would be from their perspective.
No, space is in between you. You're not in space. You're on Mars.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to think if I go to someone's house, like, and then I have to get on a train. I'm not. When I'm on the train, I'm not there. Yeah.
No, you're at my house.
And I'm on the train.
No.
I don't understand, but fine. The Doctor hates archaeologists. He gets a bit scared, and his worst fear is realised when they realise that they're on an expedition. I don't
think he gets scared.
No, but he's not scared, but he's like, when you see something coming and you're like, you don't want it, and you're like, oh, no, please don't tell me I have to deal with these kind of people.
More annoyed than scared. He's not like,
stay away.
No, archaeologists. But yes, he has that fun line. I'm a time traveler. I point and laugh at archaeologists, which is true. That makes sense because they can just be like,
no.
Well, but like they're all like, oh, this bone, where did it come from? What's his backstory? And he'll be just like, hold on, give me 5 minutes. His name was Larry. He was a computer salesman from Jupiter.
Yeah, but they don't have a time machine. That's not their fault.
That's why he's pointing and laughing at them.
Yeah, he's just smug. It's not like I'm better than you. It's just I have the tools to be better at your job than you do.
He's a big space bully.
He is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, nasty. I quite like about this scene, and I don't know if it's just because like the performance is like flirty, and normally the Doctor is the biggest personality in a room.
Yeah.
But I love that immediately River Song is kind of an equal to the Doctor. As soon as she takes her helmet off, she's very much like this is as much my space as it is yours, which is rarely the case. She
commands
for anyone.
the room.
Yeah, definitely. She's like throwing little one-liners out. She has that great line about the Doctor saying "bet your life," and she's like, "Yeah, always." And it's I don't know. The Doctor feels it knowing where the story goes, and we won't say here, but knowing
spoilers.
Spoilers. But knowing where it goes, it makes like a lot of sense that the Doctor is a bit speechless and a bit lost for words, which is quite fun.
Speaking of spoilers, I think this episode and this storyline popularized the term spoilers.
You may just be right.
I think it did, because it wasn't really a thing before that. Like, it may have just been the fact that I was young and hadn't really heard of it, but I mean, it hadn't. This is my first sort of memory of that term. And like, it was definitely a term before that. I'm not saying Stephen Moffat invented the term spoilers, but I do think it kind of like popularized it to like because spoilers it's like just common sort of knowledge.
It's the only word you have to say to be like, shut up.
Everyone knows what it means instantly. Yeah. It's like, it's just that sort of offhand thing. And I do think this storyline kind of popularized that.
I think you might be right. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like any other big things that came before like 2008 that would have had it, but I get it kind of is like the perfect time because the internet is slowly becoming a place of like fandom where fans go to look at cool stuff, and I guess it's like, I think you might be right. I've never considered that. What do you make of the concept of the Vashta Narada?
I like it. I like how I think I say this every time fucking Stephen Moffat writes an episode, but it's the ability to take like a very normal thing and make it scary. Like which he's so good at. Like it's just that thing we see literally every fucking day. Just the particles of dust in sunbeam lights, and it's like
that fucked me up, that line.
Yeah, because you see it all the time, and I remember as a kid being like, "What is this? Like, what is it?" Because when the sunbeam's not there, there's nothing there. I can't feel it, but now because the sun's shining through the window, I can see all this dust. I'm like, surely my house isn't nice filthy, but it is apparently.
No, Nathan, it's Vashta Nerada.
But yeah, no, it's the Vashta Nerada. It's that concept of taking something ordinary and everyday and something that everyone knows and turning it into something sinister and something that can eat you and turn you into a big skeleton. Scary.
This is what they did with Blink as well, right? They Stephen Moffat presents something that you see, especially like I lived in London at that time of my life, so whenever I was like actually in central London looking around, like if I was on a little trip or whatever,
you thought Nelson was going to hop off his column.
I did,
and just like
I would stare them out, and I'd be a danger to myself, probably crossing roads looking in the opposite direction, but like
those big lions in Trafalgar Square, they just
terrifying. Yeah,
they get up.
No, the ones that freaked me out the most were the ones that were on top of buildings looking down at me.
Like gargoyles and stuff.
Yeah, because they're harder to look up at. I can watch the lion.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But it introduces this, like you say, an everyday thing, and just goes, how can I fucking terrify children?
Yeah.
With this ordinary thing.
100%. And it's quite spooky. It's like the way it just like, a bit of a spoiler, but not really because we're talking about the episode. But like the way it can just eat the flesh of anything in just like a second or whatever, and it's just now you're bones.
And there's a line that like the Doctor said, I think he says it twice in the episode, and I don't know, it's just a clever bit of writing that is like it makes it seem more tangible and more possible. That Donna says like, what, in every shadow? And he goes, not every shadow, but any shadow.
But any shadow, yeah.
And it's like, oh, why would you do that's more fucked, because now I think there's a chance I could survive it.
Yeah, now you can walk through some, but
but I don't know.
Any one of those, exactly, any one of those ones you walk through, it could turn you into just a bag of bones. So
it's not fair.
Yeah, spooky stuff.
It is. There's a bit of bullying going on. Miss Evangelista is seemingly of no use to anyone.
Yeah, she got blown out of the toilet, I guess, or something.
Yeah, right. So again, did she get the wrong room, or did the toilet shoot her out?
No, I think she got the wrong room. They say she mistook the toilet for the airlock. So
I see. Okay.
I guess she was going to the toilet in her full spacesuit though, because otherwise she'd be dead.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's at least she was smart enough to do that, I guess.
To have that foresight, just in case I'm wrong again.
Yeah.
I'll wear my spacesuit.
Maybe she just better to be safe than sorry. She just stays in it the whole time. The entire flight, she's just like, I'm just gonna stay in this, and I think it'll work out better for everyone that way.
Yeah, okay. I mean it works. It saves her life twice.
Well.
Maybe she's not as stupid as everyone else thinks.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I thought it might have been one of them scenarios where, like, on an airplane, if you go to the loo and then or a train, and you push the flush button and it goes, and it's the world's quickest flush.
Never go to the toilet on an airplane. I don't do it.
Hang on. How long was your flight to Greece?
About 3 hours.
Oh, okay. So you could hold it then, could you?
I held out on a flight to New York as well. Oh,
so I had a mini shower on my flight to New York.
How the fuck did you have a shower?
Firstly, I was skinnier than I am now. Okay. But secondly, I got in and I was like, you know what? I'm sat there. I'm shoulder to shoulder. We're packed in like sardines, and I'm like, yes. I stink. Like you know when you just know I fucking smell.
Yes.
And so I was like, right, I've got to address this because I can't even relax myself. I just feel bad for these poor people. So I went.
Why did you smell?
I don't know. I guess I was in the airport for a while, or maybe I was just a dirty teenager.
The smelly teenager.
Yeah,
boy.
just woke up and I was like, I'm gonna get on a 6-hour flight and not shower first. But yeah, no. Then I kind of had to like. It was so gross. It was like with hand soap, and I was like giving myself a proper wash. And then I had like the toilet paper to like dry myself off a little bit. And then kind of it was almost all futile because I just put the same t-shirt back on and went back.
That's awful.
Well, I didn't have any other option, but I need to do something. Even if I feel better, I'll sleep better knowing I tried for these poor.
I feel sorry for whoever was next to you, man.
Same. I really did. I smelled. I was bad.
Yeah, that's awful.
But yeah. So no, she didn't get sucked out.
I have been on a 12-hour flight, and I did use the toilet then.
Number 1 or number 2?
Number 1 almost certainly.
Not number 2?
No, I wouldn't do that on a plane.
12 hours though.
No, I can go a few days.
They call him Nathan the Clog Bauer.
Yeah.
This is so gross. What a horrible thing to talk about. Anyway, the point I was saying is Miss Evangelista is being bullied. I don't know if modern day context has like made it a little bit hard to like sympathize with the victim of the piece here.
I didn't even know about this until you told me. Like, I think it was when we was doing this podcast at some point.
I think I said I'm excited to talk to you about that in about a year.
Yeah. And here we are. So Elon Musk's wife or ex-wife?
Ex-wife of 2 occasions.
Yes. Oh wait, wait.
Yes, yes, I'm not wrong.
Okay, so they got married, broke up, divorced, and they got married again.
Yes.
And
then divorced.
And
again.
then broke up and divorced again.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How many wives has Elon Musk had?
Too many. But I think that's part of his vibe, isn't it? He wants to be like one of those cool guys with loads of wives.
Well, no.
Like Henry VIII.
No. I don't think that's... When you say a cool guy with lots of wives, I don't think people mean lots of ex-wives. I mean like some kind of Mormon scenario.
Yeah, but that's their part in it, though, isn't it? He's being like, I'm going to be really cool and have loads of wives, but then they divorce him because he sucks.
Yeah, but doesn't she suck? I've heard she's not a great person.
Yeah. Oh, she sucks. Yeah.
Okay, great. Cool. Glad we got that out of the way.
And I'll only do a brief bit on why she sucks. But the other thing that blew my mind, I seemingly every time I Google this woman, I find out new law. New Tallulah Riley law that just blows my fucking mind.
All right, let's do Tallulah talk. Let's break it down. Let's find out what's going on. Lawrence, do enlighten us all with Miss Evangelista's sins, the skeletons in her closet, as it were.
She is currently engaged to another Doctor Who actor.
Let me guess who.
Please. Season 3 side character.
Okay. Well, you just ruined my joke.
Did you say William Hartnell?
Yeah, I was going to go through all of the doctors one by one.
That would have been a while.
I know. Season 3 side character. Mm-hmm. First half or last half?
I think we might be slotted somewhere in the middle.
Okay. Season 3 side character, Family of Blood?
Perhaps.
Yes. Baines?
No.
Baines' friend? The little boy?
The little boy.
The little boy!
Thomas Brodie Sangster, otherwise known as the Love Actually kid that doesn't grow up.
Oh my god, but he does grow up. It's one of those things.
He does, but he's still, youthful.
Sure.
He just looks more stretched out.
Okay. So she's married to the little boy?
She's engaged to him, yeah.
She's engaged to the little boy. I do apologise.
Which is very strange, just knowing how young Tim looked in Season 3 versus how she looks in Season 4.
Yeah, but that was 15 years ago.
But they've aged in the same way, Nathan.
Yeah,
Tim didn't get older. Yeah,
but it's not like he's 7 and she's 32.
It's true, yeah. Anyway, I just found that very strange.
Fucking Lawrence is part of the age gap police, I guess. Oh no, a 50-year-old is dating a 32-year-old. Fucking arrest them now.
Call the police.
Grow up.
No, anyway, Tallulah Riley urged ex-husband Elon Musk to buy Twitter and then delete it. And she promised to join him in the fight against wokeism.
Oh, my God. Oh, God.
What does that mean? What
Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a made up. It's not a made up word. It's a word which has been termed and transformed into a fucking buzzword to make everyone afraid, so that they can fucking just sell whatever fucking grift they're doing this week, man.
Nathan, the pair met in 2008. So Tallulah Riley met Elon Musk, presumably in the same... No, probably a year after she filmed this episode. How long do you think Elon Musk waited before popping the question?
The fact that you're asking that question, it makes me seem like it'll be like a few months, like 2 months or something.
10 days.
Oh my fucking God, what?
And also, that wasn't like 10 days from a first date. That was 10 days since they met.
He is such a fucking loser. He is just the absolute biggest... Have you seen that interview recently that he did where, like, like he was on stage and someone was like, so all these advertisers are leaving Twitter and, like, they're saying it's all because of you, because of your anti-Semiticness, and you've changed the platform into just a horrible place which just breeds the worst kind of content. And he's like, the people will have their say.
And the people being Earth.
The people are Earth. And he's like, what?
It's like, you're not answering any questions. He looks deranged in that interview.
He does. He's what a fuckhead. What an absolute fucking weird cunt of a man. Anyway, whatever.
I've never seen someone less suited to be as rich and prolific as they are than him.
No. No.
Anyway, quick time of things. She complained that social media was a scourge on modern life. She said she'd do anything to help him fight the wokeism, and that America has gone, in all caps, insane, Nathan.
I mean, it has.
Yeah.
But
not in the way she thinks.
No, it's gone insane because of people like him and her, apparently.
But yeah, anyway, let's move on from her.
The world has gone insane as well. It's not just America. Like, fucking hell, this place is just as bad.
Yeah.
My God.
I think we're just as bad. We're just smaller of a country.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. Well, that was horrible.
I'm not enjoying the fact that we've had to do 2 episodes where we have to do damage control.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's part of the fun, isn't it? Looking back and just being like, these people suck now.
Well, let's talk about someone who doesn't suck. Let's talk about River Song, Lawrence.
Okay, I will talk about River Song.
What are your thoughts on River Song as a character, Lawrence?
I like her.
You hate her, obviously.
No, stop. I love her, right? I love her. I'm not like super familiar with all of her arc because it is spread out, you know, across a few more seasons to come, and I'm not entirely
spoilers.
No, yeah, but I'm not like entirely clued up on how everything kind of comes to a close with her.
Yeah.
But I love the concept of like this is bound to happen, right? The Doctor is bound to have a connection with someone who he only sees in intervals, and just the fact that it's kind of like, you know, he's going one way, she's going the other. It just adds what an interesting dynamic it can add to 2 people, and what like an interesting, you know, often the times rom-coms can have like a hook. Like,
yeah,
About Time has the time travel hook and everything else, and there's sometimes there'll be like a little extra gimmick thrown in to make a rom-com more interesting, and like this is that to a T. It's just 2 people with a great dynamic going on.
Yeah, 100%. And as the episode goes on, we're like kind of drip-fed little tiny nuggets of information about River. She's very mysterious at that point. We know next to nothing about her, but then slowly pieces start to form, and you know, for the Doctor himself, he starts to realize like she's got a whole little TARDIS shaped book which is seemingly full of his life. Just that must be like fucking weird to come across. She's like, oh, Crash of the Byzantium. Have we done that yet? That's a little bit of a sizzle for stuff to come.
Oh, sizzle!
A little bit of sizzle there. But yeah, she's got this whole book, and then later we find out she's got a sonic screwdriver. She's got his sonic screwdriver. It's not like she just fucking picked one up at like space fucking Asda or whatever. She like fucking she's got his screwdriver. So we're like, and even he's like, what the fuck is going on here?
What's
and
this? Yeah,
she's got Jack's gun.
Yeah, right. Is this Jack's gun? Is this actual Jack's gun?
It is Jack's gun. Russell has confirmed it. Or Stephen has confirmed it. One of them confirmed it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite cool.
The idea was that at some point in the future, she's spent a lot of time in the TARDIS. Jack left that in the TARDIS. She just picked it up and she's like, I can use this.
I like this gun that just makes holes in things.
Makes big square holes. So,
can we do a bit of prop talk?
What prop would you like to talk about, Lawrence?
An incredible for a child, for a youthful Lawrence. One high point and one low point of my childhood. High point. This is my favorite sonic screwdriver design.
What, Rivers?
To date, yeah, my favorite design.
Okay, really?
Yeah, one that
it just looks like tens, but a bit like extra,
a bit knobblier, and I like that it's a little bit shorter. I like that it's got like a ring on it, so you can like kind of put your little finger through it and hold it more securely. I love all of it. It's a great, like, 'cause I like the 9 and 10 design of the Sonic, but it is a bit boring.
Yeah,
it's a little bit just, I don't know. It feels a little first drafty, whereas this feels like the tool of a time traveler. This feels like it's aged, it's scratched to fuck. Like, I don't know. There's something about it, and it's somewhat unique. I quite enjoy this prop.
Okay. I'm indifferent to it, I guess.
You're like Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic. I think the thing that I don't like about it is it's very much like modeled as like a kind of evolution of the ninth and 10th Doctor's sonic screwdriver, but by the time the Doctor actually gives it to her, his sonic screwdriver looks nothing like that. So like,
yeah. I guess it's just one of them things that like as the show aged,
yeah,
right? It's impossible.
Like it worked. Yeah, exactly. You'd have to like predict the future to such an extent. But yeah, I don't know. It's strange.
Yeah. The low point of my childhood was, you know how often I'll talk about, and you'll make fun of me for being able to get all these little prop toys.
Yeah, because you were a rich kid who grew up in your little castle on the hill.
Off to the local Lorimers when the products drop.
You keep saying Lorimer. I don't think this place exists.
It exists.
I've never heard of it, man.
It doesn't exist anymore. I'm pretty sure they shut down.
It never existed anywhere. It's not a fucking national chain, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, but alright, but it was my local.
Maybe your local fucking Neil Patrick Harris and his little fucking Wonder Emporium little toy store.
No, not allowed.
We'll spoil a little sizzle for 3 years' time.
Stop sizzling.
Lovens Heisey, welcome.
It's not bad. It's actually quite good. But yeah,
you do look like that fucking doll. So we established that you do look like fucking Stooky Bill. Yeah, fucking spitting image of Lawrence. Stooky Lawrence.
It's my unfortunate head shape. I've got a bit of like an aubergine head.
It's the little cheeks and the little smile. It's the spitting image of you.
Very good. Anyway, the low point. This book. Of the TARDIS book, I wanted.
What book are we on about now?
The TARDIS book, Nathan. The spoiler diary.
River's Diary. River's Diary. Yeah.
I fucking wanted this book.
I mean, you can just go on Etsy.
Yeah, but I couldn't then because I was I don't know how
fair.
old I was, but I was young and I wanted it, like from a shop. I also wanted the Journal of Impossible Things, and I couldn't ever get that.
Well, it wasn't real.
I know, but it like.
What do you mean? Like you just wanted like. The actual like journal filled with all the like the scribbles and stories and stuff.
Not even to read it, but to like have my little prop collection complete. Like I wanted to. Yeah. I liked all these little kind of.
When you say prop collection, you mean toys?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But they used to be great back in the day, right? The 9 and 10 was almost like a replica of that toy. It was like a bit cheaper made, but it looked very good.
What do you mean?
The 9 and 10 like mass toy that they put out for the Sonic was pretty 1-to-1 with the actual prop.
It does today. My Sonic looks very good.
How did they progress? My Jadoon scanner was pretty 1-for-1 as well. Anyway, I couldn't find.
I don't know what point you're trying to get at here.
Like, just because, like, yeah, they're not just toys. I mean, they are toys, but they felt like that was my Sonic screwdriver. You know what I mean?
Do you know why? Because you was a kid. She was a kid and you had toys.
Look, I understand. All right. Anyway, yeah, I couldn't find the book. Nathan, one of the crew is ringing the library data core. So it's time to check in on this strange little girl. It manifests the guy ringing the data core manifests as just a landline phone call in this girl's house.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first little clue, but definitely like a sign that this is kind of not a real place that she's in. It's not. This is the Figment, not the library.
Yeah, and I don't think it quite makes sense. Okay,
almost certainly not. But go on.
No, because not to jump ahead, but she's a computer, right?
Yes.
Like she's the whole thing is that she's like a computer, and Dr. Moon is like a computer, and they're like infrastructure to protect the library.
Yeah.
But what the fuck's her dad? and there's like a moment where like the doctor, like they miss the call or whatever, but then he somehow connects through the TV, and apparently he can see her. But
what's he looking at?
The computer has created this simulation for them to visualize as well, I guess.
It's one of them things, isn't it? The more you go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's supposed to be purposefully vague and not thought about that much, and like I am completely ruining it by just being my pedantic self and being like, well, how does this work?
But that's the fairy tale of it all, though, isn't it? There's not answers. It's a bit of love, bit of faith, bit of magic, bit of.
She moves about by wishing, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
Yeah.
Really.
It's the mad ramblings of a child. You're not really supposed to look into it as in depth as I do, but
yeah, it'd be pretty fucking. It would ruin the magic of the episode and the charm of it if and Dr. Moon was like, and how do you get around Charlotte? And she was like 01100.
Yeah, that wouldn't be great. All right, so Mrs. Musk dies. All right,
Mrs. Musk.
And you love this scene.
Obviously, I cheered. Yeah, how could you not? This is it's a horrible scene.
Yeah, it is. So there's this construct, this kind of like a way for people to cling on. Not really. Like it's an I think the Doctor describes it as a footprint on the beach, and the tide is coming in. That's like they're not alive. It's an impression left over. It's the last echoes of what they were.
That line in itself, just a bit of Moffat flair, isn't it? It's just like, it's a good fucking line.
Yeah, it is.
Good little metaphor,
Yeah.
Russell would be like, I don't know, Russell would be a lot more childish with it, I think. Like, I don't know, the Floxel Florps, like something from this planet.
Florps.
He would, no, but I feel like Russell was more inclined to like have the Doctor call off to another adventure or something, whereas Moffat is more in tune with like this beautiful metaphor that sums it up perfectly.
No.
Do you not think I think there's a bit of a difference when the Doctor is written by Moffat.
Yeah, no, there is, but I think Moffat can be sometimes guilty of doing a silly thing and being like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
like it's a schmiggly schmig and it like fucking it schmiggle or whatever.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
You've stooped down to my level now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And then there's some weird jokes that Moffat like keeps insisting on putting in, which I think he thinks are funny, but they're just not. But we'll get to that as we get to it.
Yes.
Anyway, so Miss Evangelista's dying. She's like being like, "Where's the nice woman? Where's nice lady whose name I don't know or whatever."
So she's dead. So it's the
she's dead. She's a pile of bones. Of course, she's dead.
yeah man. The
She's a
skeleton's
big
like,
fucking skeleton. Yeah.
Something neural relay, something consciousness, something. She's around for a bit longer, but she's dead.
Yeah. And she loves ice cream.
I didn't like that. I wasn't a fan of that.
Why not?
It's just like it's a beautiful scene, and then she's like ice cream, and I'm like, that made me laugh.
I don't think it's supposed to make you laugh.
I don't know. It didn't. I felt it undercut it a little bit. The saying ice cream.
No, I think that's kind of like the point of it. I don't think it's supposed to be like, aha, a bit of fun. It's like, it's the message is so degraded. It's almost like fucking, when Donna, like, spoiler alert, I guess, but when she starts going fucking binary, it's almost like that.
It's just like the code breaks and it's like, what's the last thing I can latch onto to keep doing?
It's completely broken down. It's just the last remaining morsel of a thought there. And it's just like, it's not like, haha, look at that, she likes ice cream. It's like...
No, I didn't read it as that. I didn't think
that's what you're saying.
The consciousness being like, before I go, can I have some ice cream? Guys. No, but I don't know. It's good. Either way, it's a very, very beautiful scene. Once again, we get Donna being like, just like the most unwilling to do it, but of course she's going to step up and do it because of who Donna is and how empathetic she can be. And I don't know, man. There's something about look, for all the smack we talk about the actress, right? The character in itself, she's had a hard time of it. She's been bullied. She's like been thrown out of a thing twice and everyone's laughing at her and no one values her, and then to just she dies alone, and the person she'd rather have talk her through her last moments of life is just a complete fucking stranger. Oh god.
Bit sad
just a bit. Yeah, I think
but maybe we'll see her next week and she'll have a weird face.
One can only dream.
One can only hope. Right, so the doctor gets a packed lunch.
Yes.
He gets a nice little chicken salad. I think if you make a chicken salad, you don't put in a whole fucking leg of chicken. Like,
yeah, right?
Yeah, you'd want like boneless so you can like chop it up and stuff, wouldn't you? Surely.
Yeah, get rid of the because you'd eat it with a fork. You'd mix it all up together.
Exactly. You're not just like, I've got some salad and I'll just have this bone of chicken, I guess.
It's like, a chicken salad. No, chicken and a salad in the same container.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's not chicken salad. It's chicken and a salad. I mean, it's purely done so we can throw the bone into the shadow and it can be like, ooh, spooky.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It's better to see the bone come out, but that's not how you make a salad.
I don't know what kind of lunch River Song is making, but...
A lunch game week.
Lunch game week, indeed.
They could have just had chicken. Someone could have just had chicken. They didn't need to make it a salad.
That's true, yeah. Someone could have just had a whole... like when you go to Asda, you get like a whole chicken in a bag or whatever. Like you get the rotisserie.
Yeah. It's still on the thing. It's still speared through.
Just spinning around. Yeah.
He does a cool little torch flip, which I like. And
he does.
Yeah.
I always remember that. That's like a trailer moment, I think. Like
almost certainly, yeah.
Yeah, flipping the torch. Look at me, I'm a big action hero, sort of thing.
It hasn't felt that pose for the camera since I'm a Time Lord. I'm 903 years old, and I can blah blah blah.
Definitely.
So yeah, definitely. I perfected this flip. To the point where it's my second bar reference, but working behind a bar, I did this with the more weighty glasses. I was always doing this flip.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to attempt it now. I'm out of practice, but...
Thought you were Tom Cruise in Cocktail, did you? Just
look,
throwing those bottles around.
Nathan, unfortunately, you've committed a sin, right? Because every bartender, and do it with me now, just groaned. Because they have heard countless 50-year-old men be like, anytime someone moves a glass, they're like, it's bloody Tom Cruise's bloody cocktail. Once
again, I am having a bartender complain to me about their work as a bartender.
Sorry, I apologise. I need to. It's just ingrained into me. Nathan, before the doctor starts throwing packed lunches, we get a scene, and my only note of this scene is Dr. Moonfierce.
All right, what does that mean?
The real world is a lie. Only you can save them, Charlotte Anderson.
Isn't that the end of the episode?
No, we got. I mean, I wrote it here, unless my notes have.
I'm pretty sure that's like the hook into the end of the episode.
Maybe I've just got a lot of notes about the end of the episode. Yeah, I do. Because the end of the episode is more the who turned out the lights run away thing.
Yeah, so everyone's turning into skeletons. There's two shadows, Dave or other Dave or proper Dave, whichever Dave. There's too many Daves, all right? But one of them's got two shadows, and then he turns into a big skeleton, and then everyone's like, oh, you're a skeleton. And then he's like, what's going on? Who turned out the lights?
Yeah, I mean, he is like that, to be fair.
Yeah. But we haven't said, we haven't got to it, but we'll get to it now. They're like, we need to find a way out of here. Where do we go? And then Donna's like, they make everyone go through the shop. Doctor, you love a shop. You always mention a shop. And he's like, I do love a shop. You're absolutely right, Donna. Look at that. There's teleports. Great. So we send Donna back to the TARDIS via a teleport. Horrifying.
Really scary.
Awful.
Yeah.
Horrendous. She's just like fucking screaming as she's like vaporized into atoms in the TARDIS. Like,
also
awful stuff.
A great scream. That is a top tier horror scream from Catherine Tate.
You know who's not got a good scream? Miss Evangelista.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, there's a moment where she's like just stumbling around in that like little room, and she's just like, and then it like cuts to the other room, and then she just goes like, and then they all go, "What was that?" And come running, and then she's a skeleton.
It's not quite blood curdling, is it? Like it's not quite.
No, it just smelled very like. You don't want to do another swing of that? Or?
Go on, do it. Or at least use some, like, stock. Like, just use someone else. She's not on screen.
Get someone else to do it, yeah. Add a bit of fucking gravitas and roughness to it, not just a little, no.
I'm a skeleton.
Oh, no, I'm a little skeleton boy.
Before Donna takes that L, she's delivered...
Fucking hell. Okay.
No, she's delivered a bit more of we get a bit of sizzle, which I think is really clever.
Okay, yes.
Just a very good way to tee us up towards certain things that will be coming up. There's a crucial component of this episode, and it kind of is, everyone's talking about it, or at least the three main people are talking about it. That River Song is from the Doctor's future, which is why the Doctor doesn't know her, but she knows the Doctor. She
calls him young.
Which is when he's like, I'm not, and she's like, oh, you have no idea, mate.
He is though. He's a baby.
He is a little baby. Yeah,
he's a baby compared to what we know now. He's a young little boy,
real spring chicken.
Yeah. Bro's not even 1,000.
Yeah, what a youthful little man. Bless him. But yeah, so River, we get that amazing moment where Donna's just kind of talking to River, and the Doctor says Donna's name. And then that look that River Song just gives her is very much like oh, fuck, yeah, that's Donna. Like,
he does that, just as a quick side note, he does that, like, he said name, but in that way, like, where he's just basically telling to shut the fuck up while he tries to concentrate.
Donna!
Just that, Donna! sort of thing, which I always enjoy.
It is good. But yeah, I don't know. I can't remember how I, like, reacted to this when I first watched it, but, like, it's just a bit chilling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit. Yeah, she's like, Donna's immediately like, well, why don't you know me if you're from the future? And she's just like, oh, horrified look, but not saying anything.
Yeah.
Oh, a bit of a red herring, I think, because I think like we're supposed to, like, by the end of the episode, we're supposed to be like, oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And then we're kind of lulled into a sense of false security, kind of. We're like, oh, this already happened, like,
yeah,
it was.
But the Doctor saved the day.
Yeah, exactly. So we're fine. Nothing bad is going to happen now, right? Right?
No, I guess not. Yeah, I don't know. Just a scary moment. And you also get the Doctor and River have one of their little chats as well. We said she calls him young. They have that kind of brief moment where I think this might be a little bit further back.
Yeah, it is. This is a bit earlier.
Yeah, but I want to talk about it anyway, just quickly. There's this, I don't know, I don't know how much to say now, because like I don't want to, for people that are just listening fresh, but like, I mean, surely people know the concept of River Song, right? They know.
Don't say what she is to him. Don't reveal who she is.
Okay, that's fine. I can work around that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a moment where she realizes that this is the youngest she's ever seen him. This is as predated as it gets. So does something click for her in that moment? Does she know then what will happen of her in the next episode?
Well,
it's tough to say, right?
It is. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think she just knows first time for him means last time for her, really.
But she doesn't know.
She doesn't quite know why it's the last time for her. I think she just knows that, like, this is sort of it, really. And like I said earlier, like, this is why, like, some of the sort of stuff doesn't quite line up. Because, like, in, you know, as her story goes on and stuff a little later down the line, it's like the last episode she's appeared in, I mean, so far she can come back at any time, I guess. But the last episode she has appeared in up to now, it kind of like gives the impression that, like, she knows what's to come. Like, she knows she's going to see. She knows her time with the Doctor is done, basically.
I see.
But then in this one, she's like, we're good friends and we've still got adventures to come, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're like, she's like checking the diary and stuff. But, you know, like, it's a story that went on for like over, well, just about 10 years or so. So, like, you know, it's.
And also, it's a time travel show. There's leeway, there's stuff that could never be explained.
Yes, it's all, you know, like fucking ripples and whatnot. But, yeah. I love the concept of this not being, and we can talk about this freely because this is Ten's last season.
I love the... well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Season and a bit, you know?
Yeah, true. But I love the concept of, like, and this is very unique to the Doctor, that this is not her Doctor. This is not the one she knows that well.
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to, like, everything about what happens in the future and where it all goes and everything, but it's kind of like that added layer of distance between them, because not only does he not know who the fuck she is, but she'd recognize his face, but there's still that complete disconnect between them physically. It does kind of give the impression that she's at least had some other adventures with the 10th Doctor, perhaps. Oh, really? And we just aren't. Well, I think just the way she talks, because, like, she recognizes him. It's not like she's like, who the fuck are you? Oh, you know? And I just also remembered another scene. And then she's looking up, like, the diary, and she's like, have we done this yet? Have we done this yet? And that kind of stuff. So you should know. He would have looked like someone else. Yeah. So, like, I don't know. But then there's, like, there's all kinds of stuff. I don't know. But let's move on from her. Because, like, yes, great concept. We'll talk about it more. We'll talk about her a lot more next week. Yes, as well, because I feel like we get more information revealed next week and stuff. So it opens up a bit of freedom for us to discuss. Things. Opens up a bit of room for speculation and stuff, so we can talk more freely, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, Proper Dave thinks he's all good. He's like, he's a skeleton. We already talked about him. Fuck Proper Dave. Who turned out the lights? Skeleton. Whatever. You want to go through? Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, okay, we're at 126, Lawrence. Let's move on. I love the little parallel. It's little things that make you realise how important River is. We're given little clues throughout, but it's she takes the Doctor's role. She grabs his hand, looks at him, and says, "Run." Yeah, 100%. Yeah, great little parallel. Yeah, really good, really good. Is that the moment where he's like the node? Yeah. We're on the edge now. We're on the end. All right, so we got the node. So like we're like, he's like, oh no, Donna's not back to the TARDIS. My screwdriver would have told me apparently. So then it can't open a fucking wooden door, but it can do that. Yeah, it can. Yeah, it's a wonderful piece of technology. Yeah. So like he like talks to a node, and then it's like, hello, it's me. I'm Donna. That's what it says as well. That's what it says. Donna Noble has been saved. Donna Noble has left the library. Creepy. Very creepy. Because we get that bit of insight later on, don't we, about how like 4,022 saved, no survivors.
Side note, it seems very low.
It does, doesn't it, for a planet?
Since considering this place is a whole fucking planet, 4,000. I feel like you could have 4,022 inside the British Library at any one time.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you said it though, didn't you? People don't like books anymore.
Well, yeah, maybe, but I don't know.
4,022 just hardcore nerds.
4,022 seems like a ridiculously low number for an entire planet.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah. I think maybe it was like they wanted to do the million thing for Vashta Nerada, so they had to think of like a comparatively low number of humans.
Yeah. For them to be considerably outnumbered.
Yeah, otherwise it'd be like, oh, there's like a billion people chilling on this planet. And as for Vashta Nerada, there's a billion trillion billion.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is one of my favourite types of cliffhangers because it's something that Doctor Who does so well. Whereas a good tune playing, right, and some creepy, ominous lines of dialogue. I don't know if you want me to talk over this or not. Or shall I wait for you?
No, I'm scoring what you're saying.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so this is going on in the background. This song, and then you get.
Is it even this song?
Maybe not. Stop it! I can't think. I fucking hate you.
All right, no, go on.
You get good music, which we can all imagine in our own heads, and then you get just two, like these lines shouldn't be scary, but it's the work that the episode has done. A man walking around going, "Hey, who turned out the lights?" shouldn't be terrifying, but it is.
Yeah.
And Donna being like, Donna Noble has left the library. Donna Noble has been saved. Again, means nothing out of the context. It's not like two things are being like, I'm gonna get you, where everyone knows what that means. It's just, it's nonsense. If you tuned in on a Saturday night to this last 5 minutes, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? And it's great.
I think it's the same way that, like, you know, fucking Are You My Mummy is ridiculous. And like, but yeah, fucking bone chilling in the context of the episode. Yeah. But outside of it, you're like, fun, you know, like,
kind of lame as well outside of the context.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, who turned out the lights? That's something I say a lot.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, it seems like the most quotable, but it's not one that I do all that often.
I do it quite a lot. I'm always like, hey, who turned out the lights?
Do you do it in Dave's voice as well, like that?
Yeah. Just like that.
Anyway, good stuff, Nathan. That's all I have to say on the episode. What do you make of it as a whole?
I'm very excited to come back next week and to talk more about these books and skeletons and find out what happened to Donna's face.
As am I. I didn't watch the Next Time trailer. I thought I'm just going to raw dog next week's episode.
Fucking hell, okay. Well, there we are then. I also didn't watch it, to be fair. Yeah, I usually do. But I think it was because it was after the credits, and I was like, I'm not watching this.
I'm not sitting through all this.
I'm not sitting through these credits. Although the credits, I don't think I've talked about this, but I always like watching the credits because the credits are the only place you get the it's called the middle eight, but the part of the theme song where it's like da 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 da, which I fucking love. I always think they should put that in the main bit. Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're gonna get onto my argument of two long theme songs, though. If you do,
make it longer. I say. Make it longer.
I want 5. Do you know what's like? I know it's a good song, right? But like the Game of Thrones theme song.
Yeah.
I don't know a single person that didn't watch it once and then go, I'm gonna skip it.
Me? No. I think, right, we've gone too far in the opposite way. We've gone too much like you, where we're like, no theme song or whatever. Okay. I love a good intro sequence, good lengthy intro sequence of good song. I will watch Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon theme song intro sequence every single time. Okay,
for some reason the same one,
the exact same one. Yeah, I don't know why, but whatever. Because I enjoy it. I fucking enjoy singing along. I always watch The Crown every single time in full fucking sequence.
What's that one? Give me that one again.
Oh, it's like slow and melodic and like I couldn't even give you it off the top of my head, but it's like.
But you love it.
I do. No, I do. I genuinely do. I'm saying like fucking. I think my one criticism about the Doctor Who theme, like in the new ones, in the 60th and presumably onwards, too short.
Ah,
It
see,
seems
I
to be
like
over
it
too
short
quickly.
and sweet. Get in,
No.
get out, get done.
No, make it longer. Make it so much longer.
2 perfect.
Let me sit in it. Let me sit in it and get amped. That's what I want.
See, I would take this right. My ideal title sequence is an Invincible title card. Job done.
That's not a title sequence.
All right.
That's a title card.
But I like them.
It's not a title sequence.
All right, but then
And also, like with Invincible, you have to deal with the cringe of
you
know,
say cringe, I say earnest and fun.
I say the cringe of being like, well, let's hope he's up to the task. To defeat this enemy, Mark really is going to have to be invincible. No, it's a title card. It's not a theme. It's not an intro. It's not an intro sequence. I want fully fledged, minimum 60 seconds title sequence. All right.
What about
minimum?
Peacemaker?
I said yes. Incredible.
But short and snappy, but also fun and cool. I love that.
It wasn't short and snappy. It was a whole fucking dance number.
Yeah, it's a short dance number. It's like I can't factually prove this, but I would say it's under a minute or just over a minute.
Oh, I think it is under a minute. Yeah, I think it is under.
I'm gonna find out quickly. I know full well that Warner Brothers would have uploaded that as a clip on its own.
It almost certainly would have. But I think we need more longer title sequences. Make them longer.
It's 128, or no, maybe about 128.
No, that'll have a card at the end.
I just looked. It's like 3 seconds of a card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Anyway, that was pointless.
There we go. But yeah, like make your title sequences longer.
And I say make them shorter.
Yeah, you do, because fuckheads with ADHD who like just can't handle it.
You want to take another run at that one?
No, I'm sticking to it.
I don't think you should.
No, I'm gonna fuckheads like you with ADHD.
Oh,
who can't
that
handle
important
it.
distinction that you've made there.
Yeah,
Because you knew.
I didn't. Fuckheads like you with ADHD who can't handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I can handle.
Oh, it's too long. Get over it. Check your phone. All right, if you can't sit through it. Fucking baby's first title sequence over here.
Stop.
Bring back the fucking long X-Men ones, I say.
Oh my god. Although that is a banger, to be fair.
Exactly.
Anyway, Nathan, tell you something that I can handle.
No, that was X-Men animated.
Oh, which one do you think? Oh, you want the intros. You want like all
the
credits.
He will not be named director from the
oh god. No, don't bring them back.
Yeah,
You
no,
fucking always clown off on Spider-Man for doing the same thing.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man's awful. Because
they're the better ones. They're the ones that incorporate some art, concept art in the webs.
No, Spider-Man's are the bad ones, but
I think they're too long, but they are good.
no.
All right. I'll tell you something that is good, Nathan. Our lovely reoccurring segment that we do every week called...
And it has a lovely theme, which is the perfect length.
Weirdo of the Week! Weirdo.
Anyway, Lawrence, this is everyone's favourite segment of the show. It's called Weirdo of the Week, where every week we get the chance to take a look at some of the weird and wonderful and grubby little characters who come across our screens each and every week. And this week, Lawrence, I want to know, who's your little weird cunt?
My weirdo of the week, Nathan.
Yes.
Is Proper Dave.
Ooh. Which one is that?
That's the one that goes, hey, who turned out the lights, but not yet.
Okay, right. Why is it Proper Dave?
So the doctor's having a little scan, right? He's doing, as the doctor often does, he's kind of crouched down, he's having a little sonic about, just assessing what's going on.
Yeah.
The doctor is everyone else is on one side of the room, by the way. And the doctor is like millimeters away from Dave's knees. He's scanning. And it's like, Dave is clearly in the way.
Yeah.
And everyone else has moved, has got the memo. But Dave is just chilling. The doctor asks him to move. and he just seemingly for no reason, because he seems like a pretty normal guy, just a regular bloke for most of the episode. But the doctor says, "You like shift," and he's like, "Why?" It's like, you're in the what do you mean? Why? You're right in the way.
Was it kind of like when you're like hoovering and someone's like sat on the couch?
That's exactly what I've written down. It's like it's you feel a sense of awkwardness, don't you? And you're like, I should get out of the way of this.
I should move. Yeah.
Yeah. It just, and if someone's like, even if someone's like looking for something around you, and you're just sat there, and I'm like, I should either help or at least get out of the way.
Look. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll just like pick up the cushion next to me and be like, oh, no one do
It's
that.
not out of there, and I've done all I can do.
helped. I don't know what else I could possibly do in this scenario.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have exhausted all my options here, so I don't know. Well, there we are. Proper Dave. What a fuckhead.
Yeah, just a prick. Not nice. Not a nice thing to do. I'm glad he died.
I think he's alright. Oh, come on. I think he's alright.
Yeah, he's alright. He's fine.
He seems like a nice bloke.
Nathan, who is your weirdo?
Donna Noble.
Oh, no, stop doing it.
Donna Noble. No, Donna Noble, Lawrence.
Oh, yes.
Is my weird for this week. So there's a scene, we did actually speak about it a little bit earlier, where it's the scene where River is like, "Oh, you're Donna Noble, and then she's like, blah blah blah." Oh no, it's actually a little bit before that, where she's explaining how her and the doctor like me out of sync. Okay, which I understand can be a little bit complicated, and I understand Donna is like, she's not the sharpest tool in the shed, okay? Like,
not with this space stuff.
Not with, like, all that space nonsense and, like, Martians and all that carry on, all right?
Yeah.
Like, she knows her way around the office like it's the back of her hand. But, like, all this space techno-babble carry on, she's not here for it, all right? But I feel like what River was saying was fairly concise. And
I understood it, and I'm not interested in all that tech stuff.
But Donna gets weirdly aggressive. like River's just like talking and like just explaining that like, oh, he's a time traveler, so he hasn't met me yet, but I've met him, and it's like fairly straightforward. And Donna's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's just like so, and that's when the doctor's like, Donna, like he has to rein her in a little bit,
wind it in, Donna.
But she gets so aggressive, and I'm like, this seems weird. I don't know. And I know Donna's like an abrasive person, and that's like part of the fun of her, and we love that. But this just seemed a little much for me.
Yeah,
I was like,
calm down.
I don't know. Yeah,
we're all trying to help.
Yeah, exactly. We're all friends here. All right.
Yeah, fair enough. Is that Donna's first weirdo? Is that her first entry?
It's her first entrance, yeah, and possibly her last. But
it's hard to say. Weirdo moments, you just can't recall them. You have to know.
You can't. It's true. It's true. You can't predict. But hey,
indeed.
There we are. There we are.
Nathan, do we have any tweets or emails that you'd like to read?
What's this, Lawrence? You do this every week. When I say that, I want you to explain the segment.
I don't know what you meant.
I know, you do. You don't know what I mean every week.
Nathan, what you do is you send a little tweet out and you say, hey, we're talking about this episode. We let the good people have their say. They can either tweet us or they can send us a little email at stillgotlegspodcast@gmail.com. And you have compiled those musings and those thoughts and feelings, and you are going to read me them now.
Well, when you say I've compiled them, I've gone to my Twitter notifications page, and
that's a collation. That's you've done something.
Well, I've not done that. Yeah.
Tallulah Riley's ex-husband has done that for you.
Yeah, exactly. The developers at X.com have done that. Thank you very much.
That sounds gross. Yeah, that still doesn't sound
porn.
Right.
No, it sounds like porn.
That's another thing he does in that weird deranged interview. He just keeps calling it Twitter.
Yeah, he calls it Twitter.
What's wrong with you?
So even he's like, what a fuckhead. Anyway, this first tweet is two tweets, and it's from @SoupySoupBrain, who once again has changed their name on Twitter. It's now Magri Nama Pintamalorius Acorn Holder has. It's just getting more long and absurd. And again, still have not mentioned it. So there we go. Super Soup Brain says the way this episode lines up so perfectly with River Song Adventures up to almost 10 years down the line is insane. Maybe Moffat just got lucky, but the fact we got a satisfying conclusion to a multi-Doctor saga in her very first appearance and also a banger episode is so cool. I agree. Yeah,
I cannot speak to
stuff.
where it all goes, but yes, I do think it's cool that she's like, she's a mainstay. She's one of the only people to escape RTD1 and come through consistently.
Kind of, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, it's odd that she's here because she's.
You're too early. Go the other way.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to spoil it and say what she is, but it's like, she's not supposed to be here.
Yeah, feels strange.
There's characters who she has a very close relationship and connection with, which don't exist yet.
They probably haven't even been conceptualized.
Exactly. Yeah. And it feels bizarre to me. It feels so strange. Anyway, and then a second tweet from Magrinama Pama Papa Acorn Holder says, also at G Cactus Face should keep making never-ending story references. It had me cackling. 10 out of 10 stuff.
We agree. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because you know exactly what never-ending story is, don't you, Lawrence?
Wait, what? Hang on. I'm confused.
Oh, we're not. Oh, my God. Have you... Oh, really? Are you doing a bit?
No.
You genuinely...
What have I forgotten?
This is the third week in a row we've done this.
Is this the horse thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do.
Our tracks.
Okay, yeah. Now
Yes.
I'm somewhat on the same page now.
Okay. Hedonus.
Don't mispronounce another name, because you know what happened last time.
Yeah, that's how we got in this mess. Hedonus. River Song, my favourite Doctor Who character. The beginning of an amazing journey that lays the groundwork for one of the Doctor's most important relationships. Silence in the Library was always a favourite and is more special knowing what we know, in brackets, spoilers. Very true. I think so too.
Yeah.
Good point. Greg Cactus Face says, one of two tweets from Greg Cactus Face says, this episode has a feature of light being cast by non-natural sources. Many Major League Baseball fields are lit by artificial lights. Without the protection of this artificial light, the game would be lost to darkness, much like the archaeologists. I fucked this up, Greg. I'm so sorry. Greg, this is my fault. I completely fucked up the delivery because I can't say archaeologists. That's
you got it. You did it.
Archaeologists in this episode. I am so sorry. I butchered that.
I was deeply enjoying that until Nathan fumbled it, I'm afraid.
Oh my God.
How's Greg going to hand you gold like that and you do him so dirty?
Well, locally, Greg has handed us 2 portions of gold this week because Greg actually replied to Soupy Soup Brain's tweet and said, in a way, this episode is all about the dangers books can pose. This is the same as the never-ending story, as you can essentially blame the kids reading the never-ending story book for that horse drowning. So now we have 2 things. It seems like... So now Greg seems to have... he seems to have doubled his curse, basically.
Greg, for this second curse, can you always reply to it under that tweet, that specific tweet?
Greg,
so that Nathan always has to backdate this research.
You don't need to do that, Greg. Matt Kinahan at Matt_Kinahan says, God bless G Cactus Face. And I agree.
Yep.
So
was that the whole...
That's the whole tweet, yeah. That's the whole tweet. So now this segment is just a Greg Cactus Face praise hour, I guess.
Yep.
So, and you know what? Completely fair. Kai Armstrong, Funny story, I missed this episode on my first watch through by accident, so watching the second part of this episode without the context was very confusing. I also never understood if the Vashta Nerada needs something to cast a shadow to hunt it, or not, as the first one makes one. I don't think they do need shadows, because they can seemingly just make their own, don't they?
Well, yeah, they just... do they make the shadows, or do they form them themselves? So they're not casting anything, are they?
I don't think they're casting it. I think they can somehow make the shadow.
Well, that's just a clump of them in space. Right.
I don't think so, because then they'd have a physical presence, wouldn't they?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they can create what is like the illusion of a shadow, but they don't need to latch onto a shadow. Well, they latch onto you crossing that shadow, but
yeah.
But they don't need a shadow to begin with. They can make that. I haven't
thought about any of this.
Yeah, it's confusing stuff. It's very... I don't know.
We said about the 2008 time travel show designed for children.
Yeah.
It's baffling to me.
It is. It's baffling and absurd. And quite frankly, I will never understand it. This one... when did this come? Did I read this? No, this one is from our good friend Jared Coastal, a.k.a. Jeff, who wrote in last week to ask us to give us a shout out to his wife, who hates Doctor Who.
But has met Jodie Whittaker a few times.
But has met Jodie Whittaker, yes. Hello. I showed Yasmin's lengthy shout out to her. She was impressed, and thanks to you both for taking the time to do it. No appearance of the baby yet. Afraid we can't call him Nathan, as that's my brother's name. Your brother has taste, but oh no, I should have read on. Afraid we can't call him Nathan, as that's my brother's name, and he's a massive twat.
No, it sounds about right now. I'm starting to make sense.
Oh, come on. Calling the baby the triple-barreled name Still Got Legs is still on the cards, though. So as long as he is born with all four limbs, so he can still have legs. Yasmin was shocked at the thought of attending any sort of Doctor Who style Comic Con. I think her words were something like, "No fucking way." I once took her to a live recording of Red Dwarf which she thought was awful. She found the warm-up guy, Ray Peacock, way funnier than the show. She must be the only person in the world to have only seen Red Dwarf recorded live, but never seen an actual episode of it. I've never seen an episode of Red Dwarf.
Nor have I.
No, I know it's like a funny space show with that guy from Coronation Street, but I've never seen an episode.
It's a big blind spot for us, apparently.
Yeah. As for meeting Jodie, Yasmin met her at various playgroups around the time of her final appearance as the Doctor. Oh. Apparently, she's very nice and down to earth, despite knowing who she is. As she had seen me watch Jodie's run, she made a point of discussing everything but Doctor Who with Jodie. Anyway, thanks for the shout out. I will try and get Mrs. Lemon to leave you a review. Thank you very much. All the best, Jared.
Yes.
Thank you very much to Jared and Yasmin.
Indeed.
I look forward to Baby Still Got Legs coming very soon.
But not Nathan the twat.
But not Nathan the twat. Yes.
Oh, good stuff. Perfect. Anything else?
Yes, just two more emails to go. This one's from Matt K. Good day, Nathan and Laszlo. I hope you boys are enjoying the new episodes of Doctor Who.
Yep.
I certainly am. Anyway, onto the topic at hand. What an episode. It's a testament to Moffat's ability to use time travel in an effective way to benefit the story. River Song's story as a concept is just brilliant. I bring with me some fun location facts this week. Number one. The area of the library they spend a good portion of this episode in is the reading room of UWTSD, Swansea campus. Oh, I can figure that out. University, Wales, the Southern Division.
No, I feel like you were overly confident there.
I feel like I was. I visited the room on a few occasions and was definitely surreal walking there for the first time. can relate. The books seen in the bookcases in the background were still prop books when I was there, 7 or 8 years later. Ironic considering the room's name. Number 3, that was number 2, by the way. Number 3, the university hosts a Bushi award ceremony in this room. However, if they happen to leave several bottles of champagne out for the guests, don't steal one, you'll get caught. I assume Matt is speaking from experience there.
Yeah, it seems so.
Finally, I bring you a good old Docky Who conspiracy. I believe that the Goblin song featured in promotional clips for the Christmas special, I don't know what that is,
Nope.
was previewed early intentionally, as it's the only song from the new soundtrack to be released officially and is currently number 1 on the UK iTunes charts. Will it be Christmas number 1, thus boosted exposure for this era of our beloved show? All the best, Matt K.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And also, it's for charity, so they kind of get away with it.
They definitely get... I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's gonna...
Yeah.
It's just a genius way to bring new eyes to it. Because...
And I don't think Lad Baby brought out a song this year.
Thank God.
Yes, so...
Thank God, quite frankly.
We've all been spared for that, so...
What
instead
kind of
we get...
sausage roll antics are they up to this year?
Yes. The thing is, though, I don't know if it's going to be Christmas number 1, because it needs to sustain. And I don't know if it will, because I feel like it's a half funny thing at the moment, but I don't know if it can sustain until it's got to, for it to be Christmas number 1, it's got to be number 1 still by next Sunday, which
It's unlikely.
yeah,
I think it would
Yeah.
be more likely if Doctor Who had another special coming out before Christmas.
yeah, maybe.
Also, did you know that they... I don't know if this is like true or just a social media joke. She's called Janice Goblin.
You see?
The Goblin, yeah, the Goblin. She put out, well, Russell T Davies put out a statement from Janice the Goblin, or not Janice the Goblin, Janice Goblin, which is obviously Janis Joplin, a little play.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Great stuff. Yeah, I don't think it will stay at number 1, but it's definitely a marketing ploy. Like, putting it out and going for a number 1 is definitely what they're up to, trying to get new eyes.
I mean, it's all marketing.
I mean, yeah, it's promotional material that they released, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Hey, it's good fun though. It's a surprisingly very good song.
it's catchy. I listened to it twice though
is.
while doing some cooking.
There you go. There you go. Thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you.
I will look up whatever UWTSD is. I'm assuming it's Swansea University. Go Swans. Tom Monty. Still got arms. That's the subject line.
Yep.
Hi, Nathan and Lawrence. I'm a late comer to your podcast, but over the past few weeks, I've been listening to all your episodes in order, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Oh, thank you very much.
And
I'm
welcome.
an Amazon delivery driver, so your podcasts have been a great accompaniment to my travels. But now I'm caught up, and it feels like a great tragedy that I now have to wait for that weekly. I have to wait weekly for new episodes. That is always a bit of a like. I always feel lost whenever I do that. Whenever I like just binge a podcast, and then I'm like a whole week until. Are you mad?
I have
Are
to
you
wait with the
insane?
normies. Yeah.
Yes. Oh god.
That
I
feels
thought we'd go
strange.
with-
I'm being anticipated by someone.
Yes, you are. Well, I guess that's rare for you. I thought Weirdo of the Week was a great addition, and although I initially thought the theme song was unnecessarily long, I've grown to love it, and I particularly like the bit right at the end where the man says weirdo so matter-of-factly. It's a Dalek, not a man.
No, it's you. No.
It's me as a Dalek. Unfortunately, we could not get Nicholas Briggs to do the voice, but okay, I worked with what I had, okay, which is a voice changer.
Which is this one. It's just this. And I just make myself sound like a Dalek.
Yeah, you do.
Which I think is quite good.
I don't look. I'll be honest. The first time you debuted it, my notes were
Yes.
long, which has become far more of a contentious point than I thought it would ever become. And also, I was like, yeah, that's good. I'm content with that Dalek impression. I think it works.
I think the Widow of the Week theme song is the perfect length, and I think you can fuck off.
Okay, fair enough.
A few episodes ago, you asked the audience if they prefer shorter or longer episodes. Definitely the latter. Please make them even longer. Maybe like 6 hours. That would be nice. You know what? I genuinely think we could. But like,
what's mental about this is that I'm looking through my notes and there is stuff I haven't mentioned.
we're almost at 2 hours now.
We can't keep doing this.
I know, and I feel like once we get to like the 90-minute mark, I always get like a bit like, oh, we need to like rush through this. Like it's getting too long, man. But like, I don't know how we keep doing it, but hey, here we are. I love that Thomas said that he likes longer episodes. I feel like you might be in the minority there, Tom.
Yeah, we want a consensus before we decide whether we need to start cutting and start getting in the trenches of trimming, basically.
I don't know why, but I just automatically assume everyone wants shorter episodes. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I guess it's like kind of like self-conscious thing.
My ideal if I'm a listener, my ideal podcast length is 2 hours. If it goes over 2 hours, I'm like, that's too long for me. I often think like if it's like I want it to be at least an hour so I can like if I'm doing like a long
100%.
dog walk I don't run out of podcast.
If it's under an hour, like what's the point?
Yeah,
you know. Yeah,
I feel like that's a burn on me.
Oh, you haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, I know. We've been busy. It's December.
All right, well, get on it.
Sorry, Nathan. Well, no, you're not listening anyway. It's under an hour.
Thoughts on Silence in the Library? This is still Tom, by the way. I like the bit where the egg on a stick with the face of Donna turns around and says, Donna Noble has been saved. When I watched it for the first time as an 8-year-old, 8-year-old, that makes you now, what's 8 at 15?
Don't ask me, man. I'm terrible at maths. You started this.
18 plus 5, 23? Oh, you're young.
A young
boy. Baby. A youthful boy. Your whole life ahead of you. That's assuming he watched the episode in 2008. Could be even younger.
I'm only 3 years older than this man.
No, you're ancient, man. When I watched it for the first time as an 8-year-old, I had nightmares about that for weeks. Love this two-parter, and I think that it marks the start of the strongest succession of episodes for the rest of Series 4. The show peaks here, in my opinion, as an RTD stan. Love from Tom Monty. Well, thank you very much, Tom. We love you, and hey, maybe we will do that 6-hour episode next week. Probably not.
Not next week.
Well, you never know.
Tom, choose an episode, we'll make it 6 hours.
Yeah, right back to us. Whatever your favourite episode is, assuming we haven't already done it.
I can't promise it won't be a regular 2-hour episode and then the Weirdo of the Week theme looped for the remaining 4 hours.
You're not editing it, so
look,
maybe
it's your problem to deal with however you want.
Yeah, maybe I'll just talk about all my favourite stuff for like 4 hours at the end.
And I'm not there.
Yeah, it's just me by myself. Oh, wonderful, wonderful stuff. So that is what the common folk had to say, Lawrence.
Well, lovely. I very much so enjoyed it. And I'll tell you what I also enjoy, Nathan. It is flipping over to a different tab so I can read you this. Thank you very, very much for listening, everyone. If you have enjoyed the show, then please leave a little 5-star review. Nathan, have we got any to read out? Any new reviews?
Oh, we have, actually. Let me just pick one at random here. This one, 5 stars, love it. Says, absolutely love this podcast. Jess, Dave, and Matt are absolutely gems and deserve to be known far and wide. The joke there is that it's a review for the Do Go On podcast.
Is your favourite part about this joke explaining that it's a joke?
It really is, yes. And then if I can just pick another one at random here. See, the bad bit about it, though, is I have to then go back to Still Got Legs to get the actual
How have you
review
not just saved this review on a notes app by now?
I really should have, shouldn't I? I should just screenshot it.
Yeah.
This one is from Jeff Lemon. He says, still got it, 5 stars. A wonderful podcast about a 60-year-old show that goes off on various bizarre tangents at the drop of a fez. A must listen for me every week, especially as this review is read out every week. Never stop. And we never will.
Do you think, as a podcast, we're in danger of people just being like this getting old, and people being like, you can always skip the last 20 minutes.
Oh, you can definitely skip the last 20 minutes.
I mean, it's true, yeah. At this point, this is just, it's inaccessible to new listeners.
I don't think it's inaccessible. Well,
I think
no,
it
maybe
is.
Well, I explained the joke in that it's a different podcast.
You explained one private joke in about 8 that we have in the last 20 minutes of this show.
The other joke is that we always read out the same review.
And there's always a baseball thing.
And there's always a baseball thing. Does that need explaining? I think that's just like
And there's a new name, a new elongated username every week.
You might have a point.
There's too many.
Hey,
We love them all, but there's so many.
I think that it's a wonderful show.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And Nathan, if you are like me and think that other people should agree with... Oh, fuck that segue up. Anyway, follow us on Twitter. We are at Still Got Legs Pod. That is where you'll get a little post that will remind you that we've published a new episode. They come out every single Monday at 10 a.m. You can also respond to Nathan's tweets that he puts out every week. You can give us your thoughts on an episode, or alternatively, you can send us an email with your thoughts and feelings on the episode that we're going to be talking about. So you can email us at stillgotlegspodcast@gmail.com. That still feels strange. Nathan, I am very aware of this. I'm not sure if you are, that we actually have another podcast.
No.
Fair enough. It's called Another Happy Pod. Why are you doing this to me?
Just seeing what happened.
It is our pop culture podcast. We talk about all manner of things.
Lawrence, of course I am. It's called Another Happy Pod. It's our pop culture podcast where every week we discuss something in that realm. Could be a movie, a TV show, a video game, or a festive special. Much like this week, where we are discussing The Holiday for Christmas, or Broadchurch for Christmas.
Broadchurch Season 3 has just come out. You can get ready for The Holiday.
Yes. There you go. Beautiful stuff. And who doesn't love The Holiday? Lawrence, that's who. Anyway, it's a good, fun time. Come join us, or don't. I'm not your mum.
It's true. We're not your mum. Thank you very, very much for listening. We will see you next week when we are talking about The Forest of the Dead. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.